It'll be there.
All right.
Waiting
it says
for
it's waiting for us, but we're actually here.
Fine, we'll go back to Facebook. Boom. And hello.
Andrew.
Hey.
Doug, Sandy, and Jerry. Hello. Yay. I'm so excited. You're all here.
I kind of like that idea. I believe we have a trio of Thin Man fans happening right here, if I'm not mistaken. If you're not familiar with the series, you should be. We'll just put it that way.
Highly recommend.
But I bet you are.
Highly recommend it.
And hello, Ellen.
Hi. Hello, Alan, and hello, Holly. Wonderful to see you, Satellite. Hi. Oh, thank you, Satellite. Abra, hello. Good to see you, Julie. Hi. Yeah. And Jennifer, hello.
They're coming in now.
Yay, Keith, Janice. Oh, I'm so happy people are here.
That's really nice.
I should announce that if you're not going anywhere tomorrow night, and chances are you're not, join us here tomorrow evening where we will be dropping the ball at midnight.
This is the one time where we drop the ball and good things happen.
We have our own ball that we like to drop here at the lounge. So
I've been announcing it as the best ball drop in town.
Oh, Abra says Thin Man Marathon on TCM. Yes. Yes, of course.
I think
Hi, Adam.
Could I possibly have predicted that? I don't know.
Oh my gosh,
but we're
the
getting
best.
right to that
the
point.
Best.
After all, the first film happens right around Christmas. Second one, they take a trip to the West Coast, and what do you know, it's New Year's.
So tomorrow,
so isn't that fantastic?
Okay, so, oh yeah, Keith, yeah, greetings. So tomorrow we have to watch, well, we watched After the Thin Man last night, but we got to watch it again tomorrow. And we've got to watch Poseidon Adventure because that's
the
also,
other New Year's picture right there.
Yeah, slightly less happy of a New Year's Eve. Although this year, I'm not sure because a lot of people had some issues in 2020. I won't go into it. Hi, Peter.
None of us need
and
to
Robert,
even raise its name. You all know what it is.
Exactly.
But I will say, getting a lot of comments.
Lisa and Errol, hi.
The gear here. And being able to do these pictures kicks us up into a different clothing category.
I know.
Suddenly I'm wearing a suit. Well, what do you know? And this one always looks dynamite in a Lulu.
Thank you.
As it is. And as she is.
Well,
so.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, Marie, hello.
Hello.
And Roberta, hello.
Happy New Year.
Both. Yeah. Yay. Thank you. So I'm ready for a drink. Who's ready for a drink besides me?
After all the introductions, guess what? I could use that.
I'm ready for a drink right now.
Yes, you don't say.
Chappie, hello on YouTube. Good to see you. Oh, Jamie,
fantastic.
Hi.
Yep. Yeah, bingo. Adam's right on target with the quotes there. So they're playing Brandy before it's gone. See?
Good one, Jamie.
Are they on here yet? See? What did I tell you?
Yes, Adam better get some of that Napoleon brandy.
Oh, that party scene is just brilliant.
Keith.
So many great things going on. And then, of course, there's a party scene from the first movie, which is a pre-Christmas party and all sorts of hijinks. You just pass around a tray worth of drinks and people help themselves and the fun begins. Well,
although I was reading today, I've only seen the first movie about 50 times in my life, but I was reading today that the song he sings about tomorrow may bring sorrow, I guess that was like a drinking song that was used by some university in Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
So so anyway, there was that.
Let us
I do research.
Yep. We research these things, so you don't have to.
Devin, hi.
Hey.
Good to see you.
Rainy night in Portland.
Yeah.
Well, Portland.
Rainy night.
It was a rainy night here recently, and
2
feet of snow went away. That was a plus.
I think it's supposed to rain here.
I hope you're not fighting 2 feet of snow. I tend to doubt it in that climate, but I bet it's driving to a hell of a caffeination. Nothing really bad about that. But it is also to be expected. If we are not expecting snow, what the hell is wrong with us? It's the Northeast. It's December.
I don't know that we are expecting snow. I know we're expecting rain. But...
No, crossing fingers about like that, I would be just as fine to not shovel anywhere right now.
I think your husband is just
great.
I'm glad somebody does.
I want her to see you.
Aww.
I want her to see you.
Oh, Jamie, thank you. And Peter, rigatoni and Chianti is a good way to enjoy the holidays.
Not bad at all, I
say. Sound bad to me.
Yeah, definitely. Nice little pasta meal. Do you make your own pasta? No, that's pretty special. Very nice. It's a good thing. Have yourself a nice little marinara, bolognese, perhaps what do I happen to like? A puttanesca sauce I happen to really like.
Hi, Mom!
Very salty. Make sure you have plenty of water to go with that, too. And speaking of which, I have a little thirsty myself.
Okay, so I had to go out and buy rye because Thin Man. She's drinking rye in the first party scene in Thin Man.
As it turns out. And you're saying, and you're saying to yourself at the time, didn't we just do a substantial liquor run? Yeah. Yes, we did.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it. Pass it to me.
Thank you.
There you go. That's what the pocket.
And it's been a while since we've had Sazerac. The store I went to hardly has anything, but they had some rye, so I'm happy about that.
I was figuring that something along the lines of Sazerac would be your happy point with this.
Exactly.
Excellent product.
I didn't want to spend. Hi, John. I didn't want to spend like $1 million either.
You can certainly, as I'll use that in a Sazerac cocktail, the actual Sazerac rye. It's not the only rye you could use, of course.
But it's been a while since we've had it. So
well, I guess it's time to try it again. You know, that's the thing about taste tests. If a product has been off your shelves for a while, try it again.
I haven't had Sazerac in a long time.
Mm-hmm. Nice on the nose. It is a rye, which literally only means, well, first of all, let's try it again.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't smell like that much.
Isn't that 90 proof? Yeah, 90 proof, 45 power. That's a lot smoother than I expect 90 proof to be.
Yeah.
Really. Which is a little deceptive. You've got about 10 more proof than you're thinking. You know.
Jason Reaver Heaven. Hello.
Hey, excellent.
Yes, 12 Days of Christmas. We're here for all of them.
If Mr. Joe McDonough tunes in a little bit later, then you are going to want to talk to him because he is going straight through to when the three wise guys from New Jersey show up in the Cadillac and say, "Where's the kid?" But definitely, I'm still playing Xmas music, and I will continue to do so.
Oh my gosh, Devin says, it hardly ever snows here. And when it snows, just a little bit, people start flipping out and looting supermarkets. Swerving on the road for no reason. I can imagine that's weird. And by the way, happy early birthday.
Yes. Guess what? It snows all the time over here, and people do the same. So I can't explain it. I guess people are just out of their minds.
Oh my gosh, look at that. Okay, Chappie says, I made a blue velveteen with homemade blueberry candy cane infused vodka in honor of Velveteen. Aw.
Well, I would drop that anytime, Chappie. That's
that'd be great. Yeah, give us the link. Thank you.
I like the blue candy cane infused. It sounds like, good Lord, what would you do with that? But, you know, the blueberry candy canes I'm thinking of would probably come from, like, McPhee. Probably quite nice. So, you know, I would try that. That's fun.
Yeah.
That's fun. Marvelous. So this is a very smooth product. What in the world distinguishes the rye from the bourbon? Sometimes not a lot. It's what goes into the mash. And what goes into the mash, in the case of rye, it has to be more rye than corn, and bourbon is more corn than rye.
I suddenly feel sneezy, though.
Uh-oh.
Oh my gosh, Lisa says it snowed in Tulsa today.
Good grief.
Oh man. I'm not a snow fan.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you.
Pardon me for one moment. I'm going to duck out of this shot for a second.
And TCB.
Well,
I'll vamp.
Oh my God.
So once again, some of you are well versed in what goes into these things. If you had just a little more of the rye going on in there, you got rye. A little more of the bourbon, you got bourbon. That's my law.
Hi, Kathy. Happy New Year to you.
I'm going to note that most of the brands that I've tried have a lot more of the rye, a lot more of a distinct flavor going on. It can be a little, what's the term they use, grassier than the bourbon, which it's a little more corn, tends to have a slightly sweeter note. In both cases, you're talking 80 to 90 proof liquor, and taking a shot of this is real chest hair stuff. So it's not like, oh, that one's smoother, so therefore, it'll go down easier. Yeah, well, it'll get you there just the same.
Oh, Janice, I'm sorry to hear about your back injury. I know from back injuries, and it's horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, Robert, absolutely. Yeah, you just have like slightly more corn, something that's bourbon, and you think, well, if you've got 51 corn versus 51 rye, is that really going to taste that much different when the rest of it is the other? You're thinking it's going to be barely anything. So I'm thinking, look, whoever's producing the bourbon that just tastes like bourbon, there's a lot more corn in there. And whoever's producing the rye, there's a lot more rye in
Andrew,
there.
hello.
So it's distinct. It's not just another whiskey, Oh, you can just drink blended whiskey and who cares, right? But this has a very specific mash bill, and it's been aged for a couple of years, et cetera, et cetera. Nice, smooth. Got some nice color from the barrel. Hello. I like the product.
I like Andrew's comment. Buffalo, it's like Blizzard. Here, hold my coffee, and grabs the wheel and drives. Exactly. Okay, so I'm making... We're getting away from the business at hand. I am making a rye Manhattan.
Since we had a sample here, it's like, we can go for a while.
Exactly. Really. I'm making a rye Manhattan. So I am starting with, Okay, you got to read that about Poseidon Adventure.
Oh,
From Ken.
Yes,
okay, I did
that's
2
entirely
ounces
true.
of rye, and now I'm going to do a 1/2 ounce of sweet vermouth.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to do, I would do this differently if I was doing bourbon, but I'm not, I'm doing rye. So I'm going to do 2 dashes of orange bitters.
Now, why is a rye Manhattan a more traditional Manhattan than a bourbon Manhattan?
Why is it more traditional? I guess people just, I don't know. People drank more rye back then.
Exactly. In that period of time,
Oh,
rye was being sold a lot
so
more
this
than
wasn't a
bourbon.
trick question.
Not a trick question. Not pretty
Okay.
strange. And why is the bourbon Manhattan more commonly served? Because rye has really been off the market for a long time. There were very few brands for that you could get. Even.
Okay, I get it. Okay,
And
so,
then suddenly it's popular again, and it's kind of hard to make rye.
okay, so okay. Ken says if you're going to watch Poseidon Adventure, you're going to watch Beyond the Poseidon Adventure. Otherwise, the story just isn't complete. Plus, it features Mrs. Partridge and Kitsch-en.
I mean, seriously,
Oh my gosh.
who could ask for anything more?
And Robert says Maker's Mark is 70% corn. I love Maker's Mark, so.
Yeah, so there we go. So that actually makes
Laissez-faire
some sense.
Hi.
Distinctly different flavor profile than what I've just had here. They're actually very similar body, color. They're both 90 proof, so you can really put those 2 of those head to head. Some ice coming up.
Yeah, I'm catching up. So Laissez-faire's hello.
Hey!
Adam's having a Knob Creek Old Fashioned.
Do you think that the laissez-faires are
Great.
enjoying something that looks like a Manhattan? Maybe.
I hope so.
I sure hope so.
Yummy. Okay, and Peter says we
There's
should
some
make a
more.
Doctor Who cocktail.
Doctor Who.
Cute.
Doctor Who.
All right.
Cocktail? Cocktail? Have to try one of those sometime.
Oh, you know what? I was supposed to shake that to Foxtrot time, wasn't I?
The Manhattan is a foxtrot time. That's 4 beats. All right. You put bitters in there, of course.
I did.
Oh, well, we're good.
I already did.
Which kind of bitters
I
did you
used the
use?
orange.
Excellent idea.
We already had this discussion.
Probably.
He wasn't listening.
I'm answering questions and I'm icing glasses and et cetera, and explaining what's the difference between
All right.
the rye and the bourbon. Some of you know
Just
already.
look at that pour.
Sorry to explain it to you again.
All right. And I am going to garnish this with a cherry, but this is very full right now. So,
Maybe you want to take a sip first.
hi, Ron.
Hey,
From the Great Northwest.
The Great
Wonderful.
Northwest.
Hello.
Awesome. We have some other correspondents from the Great
I'm going
Northwest.
to take a sip or 2 out of this because
Fairly top-heavy glasses,
full
but they're so
glass
lovely.
out.
You know, you want to use them.
it's a different movie. Robert, now when do we like Maker's Mark?
Yeah, I'd have to take a look into the mash bill. I'm sure their site says all about that. And
Thank you,
but I bet it
Lorice,
is.
and hello.
I bet it is. It's a distinctly different tasting product than what we have here in the Sazerac. I bet the Sazerac is more like 65 or 70% on the rye.
It's getting full
So,
again.
Oh, well, there we
It's a
go.
little sip of
Ooh, a little sediment.
cherry. We use boozy cherries,
Yeah,
so there's
that's-
a little bit of cherry.
I believe
Booze in
was
there.
brandy, so I just had a little cherry brandy there. How nice. All right.
I know it really does not look sophisticated to hold your drink with both hands like this, but it's really full.
It's
You can let it get down a little bit.
you gotta take a pretty good draft of that. And of course, this is all booze, so it's not like you want to gulp it.
Would you like to try it?
I would be very
Maybe
glad.
you need a straw.
Very glad to try that out, as a matter of fact. But definitely.
Oh, thank you, Devin. Yeah, it's actually just the glass. It's a red glass.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But definitely. So I am going to actually, if you can back up slightly, I don't want to bonk into you, but I want to be very careful. I don't want to be splashing my keyboard because untoward
Oh, that's
things happen.
happened before.
Yeah.
In fact, I think it was after the last live happy hour
that's
we
so nice.
did.
That is very
I woke
nice.
up the next morning and sat down to write, and the keyboard was completely sticky.
Sticky.
Nice. Yeah, use a straw. Hi, Amy. You got types? Only you, sugar. Lanky brunettes with wicked jaws.
That definitely.
Amy, yay.
Hello.
Lanky brunette with lanky brunette
Yep.
with a wicked
We
jaw.
could come up with a variation that does that.
Exactly.
She was certainly, she was asking if that was her drink over there, and he says, well, what are you drinking? Rye? Gulps
Well, that's
it
why
down.
I felt like I had to have rye.
Yep. So,
Because she was drinking
very
rye.
specifically. Now, you could make this drink with bourbon, and you could put them exactly the same other ingredients. You could put it into an exact identical glass, put them side by side, try them. You'll taste a difference. You may not really care if there is a difference. They're very similar types of liquor, and they work the same way. But some people really prefer the rye, and that's become a really big thing in more recent years. And I will say that historically, there's a lot of history behind the rye. It's good to know that there's a bit of a different thing there.
Peter says in 2020 you can hold your cocktails with both hands. It's like all bets are off in 2020.
Who knows what is? And I also remember, like, as a kid, you would see lists of, like, what was in the liquor cabinet, and it was always, like, bourbon, rye. There was a distinction made there, and as a kid, I was like, what the hell's rye? You know? That's whiskey. So...
As an explanation, though, it's like, what's rye? Whiskey. What's bourbon? Whiskey. What's whiskey? Whiskey.
What's that plastic?
What's scotch? Whiskey.
What's that plastic bottle that says blended? Whiskey. There are distinctions to be made here. There are different flavors to be had.
Plastic bottle that says...
It says blended. I mean, what in the world's in that? Yeah, well, not enough whiskey for me to want to buy it. But the one that actually says single barrel, the one that just says rye, etc. Yeah, that's the way to go.
I've heard. He loves Irish whiskey, and he always gets a bottle for Christmas. Yep. So,
I've certainly a Scotch Manhattan. I think is typically called the Rob Roy. It depends. You could, and I think typically,
which I enjoy.
The standard way is to make it sweet. I prefer that dry. I think it complements the Scotch better.
Yeah, I'm with you.
The standard way to make a Manhattan is with the sweet, but I actually happen to like it dry, or even better yet, perfect. Equal parts of the dry and the sweet. That nails it shut.
Laurie says, someone on my channel asked if the Everclear was whiskey or gin. No.
Neither?
It's not.
You can actually tell, you can reply to that person. Maybe I should just go find that comment and reply. But the correct answer is, it is paint thinner. That's exactly what it is. And it's excellent paint thinner. I would tell you, if you ever need to get some gunk off your window, there's some Stickum over there. Everclear, bang.
Canadian Club Manhattan. I have not had a Canadian Club Manhattan.
It's a lighter drink because the Canadian Club whiskey is actually made from a different bill of grains yet again, and it tends to be distilled, so it's like very, very smooth and light, probably about 80 proof. It's less than we've got here, and it's designed to be like really straight ahead drinkable, etc. Canadian Club became a really big thing during the 1920s, when you weren't exactly going to be making the stuff at home, despite the fact that...
Go to the Canadian Club.
Dirty secret, plenty of whiskey was being sold at home, etc. But that's a different story.
I think so.
I think a lot of it ended up in Detroit for some strange reason, and they made its way around the country. But I think certain brands were really made. I think CC actually made its brand in that period of time, and that's why we drink a lot of Canadian Club today. CNC. There's a classic, Seagram 7 & 7, there's all sorts of things. There's very good reasons why blended whiskeys has been a big thing for years, but currently people probably just drink the straight stuff.
Oh, Andrew's asking where's the chat that's happening? On Facebook. We're simultaneously live on YouTube and Facebook.
Oh yes, if that was not clear.
So so you can watch us either place. We're just grateful you're here.
I usually sort of like drop that subtly, but the simple fact is you can try either place.
Some people watch both places so that we can get the credit, except I think that they're not aligned. So it might be confusing.
There's probably a gap there. I mean, there's certainly a gap between what I'm seeing on my screen and what I'm actually saying, which is why my audio is down. And what else? What else can I say about that? Gee, I don't know.
That just makes me think of like, give the 5-second delay so that they can beep us if we say something bad.
Something naughty happens.
I know.
Yeah, so I whip out the George Carlin routine about the 5 words and
White Dog Manhattan.
White Dog.
Oh my gosh.
Now there's a way to go. We actually tried
Jamie.
When we did a shot at our local distillery, well, one of them actually, because we have several, like I got to be specific.
We're replete with distilleries
happened to be Warwick Distillery, and their adjunct, that is the Black Dart, which is where they make their rye and their bourbon. They actually had the White Dog running off and said, hey, try some. So they just put a finger in there and try it, and it's just high proof clear stuff.
Yep. No
particular character, pretty fiery. And then they throw that in a barrel for a couple of years and smooth. Then you have to cut it to strength because you're not going to be drinking 150 proof. But
Andrew, hello on Facebook.
Mind the gap indeed. But yeah, a White Dog, I would. The major thing I would have with that is it's very high proof.
Hi, Bill.
So that's getting close to using Everclear as a mixer, which is not really where you want to be. If you cut that 50-50, now you got vodka. And no, it's not whiskey. But Larice knew this. This is why she actually
Exactly.
brought this up. You know?
Dano,
So,
hi!
Dano! Woohoo!
Seems to be a smaller chat on the Kelly Facebook. Really?
That's interesting.
I didn't even know this was
We've got, like-
simultaneously live on my page.
No. Well, hello. I guess maybe there
Oh
we
my
are.
gosh.
Now we need to like check 4 or 5 chats.
The things you learn.
Big fun. No, it's good to know. I'm glad you brought that
Although
up.
I've got to say, our little live video camera, there's always some fun every time we go live. And we haven't gone live. We were off for 2 weeks. So who knows what's changed? Well, our last live was 2 weeks ago. So
It's true too. Yeah.
who knows what they've changed? Every time I get on, it's like, do you want to download the new firmware? I'm like, no, because I'm going live in 5 minutes.
So
So
I just have to remember to do it afterward
Anyway.
because there's always some new firmware. You always want to update on your firmware. It's true.
Oh,
Get
wait,
that to
Robert tried White Dog at the Buffalo Trace Distillery.
It will.
That hair on
Yeah.
your chest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
We did try it. Oh my gosh. Okay.
For Andrew, who wants to know a little bit more about rye, find a decent, like mid-priced bottle. I would say with the Sazerac.
We bought
You
Sazerac.
should be able to find for the low to mid 30s, and if you can find Rittenhouse,
30s, perfect for the thin man.
there you go. You can find a bottle of Rittenhouse. We can usually get that for about $21. It's a great price.
They did not have.
for a really good bottle
We
of
didn't
rye.
have that today.
Yeah.
At the
And
store.
that's in respect of Rittenhouse Square in Philly. So there's a whole connection. Pennsylvania, like long ago, rye producers, there was a big thing. The whole whiskey rebellion, they were talking about rye and they were talking about PA. So that's all history is right there. And if you are a bourbon drinker, try the bottle of rye. Do exactly what you would do with the bottle of rye that you would do with the bourbon, and see what happens. Do you like it with soda? Do you like it with ginger? Do you like it in a Manhattan?
Yes.
Yes. And on you go. Do you like 2 fingers neat over a cube? Please.
Yes.
Feel free to try. A lot of ways to go there. And by the way, here I am yakking. And
I know, I was
getting
gonna say,
drier and drier.
You don't have a drink, and mine will be
I
gone.
tell you, I have a drink that is this is not Everclear. So, or I would be breathing fire right now. Whoa.
What happened to my little?
Making Manhattans right now. Overhelt. Oh yeah, Overhelt is like the one
Hi,
brand
Philip.
that was
I didn't
around
have
forever.
Old Overholt either.
Oh, this is true. I haven't seen that
The
in a while.
store I went to,
Yeah. Interesting.
which is right by our house, so I really can't complain about them. They usually have like a few acceptable bottles in whatever category you're in.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I ended up with Sazerac. But
Well, it's an excellent brand. There's a small number of ryes out there that are really at that nice price point, and there's a lot that are at a very high price point. And it's just because at this exact point in time, demand is very high and supply is very low. And of course, you can't just make the stuff and go, here you go. That would be vodka. Or make the stuff and then a month later, here you go. That would be
or
gin.
Everclear.
Yeah, or Everclear, right? But you got to cut it straight. Or just infuse a few things and you've got gin. The first products that any distillery can make are the really simple ones, no aging, etc. And they can be perfectly usable and, etc. etc. I'm about to use gin right now from a local distillery, and it's an excellent product. However, they also make bourbon, and that has to sit around for a while, probably about a couple years. So
Everclear just reminds me of the story, which I know I've told before, but where we decided, let's have a vodka tasting.
Vodka taste test.
And
Are there any
let's
differences between any of these?
Right.
vodkas,
Can we see? Can we tell the difference between these different brands of vodka? So Paul lined up some for me, and one of them, unbeknownst to me, was Everclear cut with water.
50-50.
And I thought it tasted like a can of frosting.
Interesting flavor profile.
Bizarrely, it tasted like a can of frosting.
Because you're not taking it straight up. It's 190 proof. No way. But cut that in half, and it's more like, 82, something like that? So it was not, it just suddenly becomes vodka, And it's designed to be pretty flavor-free.
R.I.P.
So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
George Dickel.
Yeah, Larice says rye is very popular in Baltimore. I love that.
I'm thinking that Baltimore is a really old rye drinking town from back in the day. Probably were several local producers and etc. But of course. And I always thought of Baltimore as a teetotaling town.
We have
No,
Kevin.
no.
We do make Vuccares. Oh, that would be a good one to make.
Excellent
tonight,
one.
too.
Yeah, I could see my way to that.
Tap, tap, tap. That would be a good one to make.
We have the
tonight,
brandy.
Actually,
That's a real classic New Orleans drink from the late 30s. I think it was very little known outside of the hotel where it was being made.
I love this discussion.
But in more recent years, that's really kicked up. And when we were in New Orleans, we went to the Carousel Bar, and one of us, might have been me, asked for a Vuccares, and that gentleman served that up. Damn, that was good. It was expertly made and nice.
We didn't have a bad drink in New Orleans.
No,
we didn't
no
go to any of the crappy tourist bars either, but we didn't have a bad drink in New Orleans.
Yeah, just no such thing. We went to one place that was a little more of the, not quite hand grenade persuasion.
Oh, we got takeout there.
Yeah.
Because they had food.
No, we went to take up for a different place. Oh. But it was on the same strip. And
you mean Bourbon Street?
Yeah, it was. In fact, it was Bourbon Street, and I think I had sidecar or something like that there, and it was okay. You know, it was okay. Nothing was terrible, but the hotel bars, moi.
Oh, Keith is acting like asking. Keith is asking about. My brain is behind me. A good non-alcoholic cocktail for New Year's. Well, my favorite New Year's cocktail would be a Kir Royale. So you could do a Virgin Kir Royale.
Virgin Kir.
Using a little bit of blackcurrant juice and then fill with your sparkling cider.
There you go.
We served those at our Christmas party last year, and they were popular.
They were popular. There were several people who just wanted to either cool it down or said, "No, I'm not drinking right now," etc. And it's
Purell was the Everclear of 2020.
Not drinkable.
Adam, I don't know about Oscar Wilde.
Oscar Wilde. Oscar Wilde.
Yeah.
Have to see. I was thinking, what was his drink? I believe that would be the Green Fairy. But, he wouldn't turn down much of anything himself, I believe. And he would drink under the table as well.
Oh, so, Doug picked up some nice rye. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's the distillery? I want to know. When this is all over, we'll be taking road trips.
We've been through Fredericksburg, as a matter of fact. That sounds like a venerable location to make some rye, I gotta say. There we go. Well, I'm still dry and I'm yakking away, and it's time for me to mix.
And my drink's almost gone.
If I'm going to mix, I will make the other drink that you think of when you think of the Thin Man. I believe it's Martini Chime, and we're so ready.
Probably, you might have thought about that one first.
You might have thought about that one first. But they drink a fair amount. We're actually watching the first one right now, and people are having what look for the world like whiskey drinks.
Oh, it's the Christmas party.
Yes, of course. So why don't I choose a classic shaker? Here is our little friend, the Penguin. This is the Repro that came from Restoration Hardware, probably about 20 years ago by now. But it's
Is Restoration Hardware still around?
Are they still around?
I don't even know if they're still around.
They've been there in ages. Really a very long time.
Oh, thank you, Julian. Yep. Thank you.
We tried to smell like bourbon. I had that experience. There was something, I was at one of the big box stores, and I tried some of the sanitizer. I said, that's a micro distillery. I just had that smell,
Oh, is that the one right by the door?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, this old fellow, I completely forget who made these originally. I believe the original design's from about 1936. That's perfect. Thin Man era, absolutely. Takes you to the second picture, etc.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I got to go through all of these. Oh, okay. Kevin says there's a Restoration Hardware in Costa Mesa. I used to live in Costa Mesa.
Hello.
Yeah. I love it. So it's still around. I'm glad to hear that. A cocktail with red wine is in order. Glendora would be so happy to hear you say that.
Now, what am I going to use? Well,
so, by the way, for those of you just joining us, we are going to be live tomorrow evening to drop the ball, too. So,
by which we mean the actual ball. We're not going to screw up.
If you have no place to be tomorrow evening, join us. We're going to be dropping the ball. It'll be hopefully entertaining.
Get that
we gotta have a tasting. Oh, at South Coast Plaza. Oh, and one in Newport as well. Oh my God.
Hello.
Fashion Island.
All right, so here we go.
I seriously lived there. So.
We speak frequently of micro distilleries and our locals. Here's one of our locals. We shot an episode there a few years back. Great place, fantastic staff. You can visit
Prohibition
them in
Distillery.
Roscoe, New York. It's in the old firehouse, and you can sample their wares. They will give you a little nip of everything, and you try that all if you're of age, of course. And they have sales right on premises, and there you go. Fun
and they
stuff.
Even when we were there, I don't know what it's like during COVID, go when COVID's over, but
Yeah.
but they
Here's
had
some time.
cocktails too. Like
They
you
did have
could
cocktails.
just at their tasting table. What time are we going live tomorrow night? Amy, thank you for asking.
Yeah.
We're gonna start at 11
Yeah.
Eastern.
We'll go from there. So anytime
Yeah.
between there, certainly tune in.
Satellite, thank you.
Certainly tune in by 11:30. Things should really be rolling by then.
Hopefully.
And, within 15 minutes of there, we're going to be starting to gear up for that big countdown. Because, somebody's got to do it. And I think that Times Square this year is going to be a little vacant. I don't doubt
They're
they'll
doing
drop a
something
ball.
in Times Square
I
because
don't
I
doubt
saw
they'll drop a ball, but
I saw they
I
were
think ours would be more
rehearsing
fun.
confetti or something. So,
Anyway.
but this will be
Thank-
more fun.
Yeah, nice profile on the nose. This is a
Prohibition
really
is so
straight
good.
ahead English dry. This is about 90 proof as well, so it's a little bit more kick going on there.
Hi, Jennifer.
So, thus goes your martini.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with a nice 2 ounces worth. And since I don't have measuring
He
lines,
called
I
me
need
like
to
the
measure.
tiniest taste ever.
Yeah, well, we're going to make a martini.
I know.
I know. Because it's martini time, and we're so ready.
But seriously, if you ever find yourself
Hold on.
going up, ew, he's going for
that
it.
first pour was slightly short.
Up New York 17, which I guess they also call 86. They've been trying to change that to Interstate 86, I think, since we
Started
lived
here.
here, and that's been like 18 years. But anyway,
If you're thinking, so I guess say 86 to that idea.
no, because
Or if
it still
you're
says it says like 86 17.
Yeah, it does.
But
Or if you're a Get Smart fan, yeah, obviously enough. But
what hit me? The last
the
martini.
last martini, about a third of an ounce of the dry vermouth. We're using Lustau, Spanish barley. This is
Thank
a
you,
really
Laura.
nice dry vermouth, it turns out.
Oh, Kathy, thank you. Yeah, Lori
Yeah.
says she watched one of our New Year's live streams. He had 3 or more open bottles of champagne. There was one year where I think we rang in the new year in like 3 time zones. We did it in New York, and then we did it in Central Time, and then I think we did it Mountain Time too.
Yes, we just kept going.
We just,
I
yeah.
guess it was that third bottle of champagne. I happen to like
I imagine we
orange
woke
bitters.
up kind of early, kind of late. the next
Later
day.
than that day. I
Yeah.
like orange bitters in my martini, so I'm going to add them. You don't have to do that. If you would prefer lemon bitters, that's a good idea. If you prefer lemon twist, that's a really good way to go. Put these back over here.
Oh my god! Okay, thank you,
And
Janice.
I'm going to grab this guy's hat here. But that's the
Robert says, once I learned people wore diapers to Times Square, I decided I never want to go to that party.
They're standing there for hours.
I went
Hours.
to Times Square my first year in New York when I was very, very, very young, and I haven't been back since.
You do it once.
But I'm
when
glad I did it
you're very young.
once. I went to the Rose Parade once, and I went to Times Square New Year's once. I feel like I've done it.
Really had the opportunity to do that. Well, we've had the opportunity for quite some time. But at the exact same time, I had friends who were going, and they're like, "You want to come?" I thought, "Nah, sounds like a drag." And honestly, that was the time I should have done it, because ever since, I don't care. Anyway, you always shake a martini to
Waltz time.
waltz time. I'm just giving this a sort of gentle stir here.
Yeah, you don't need to shake the
Jesus out of it.
Jesus out of a martini.
You just need to get it cold. A lot of sources would say don't shake, stir. I like to get them cold fast. So there we go.
Well,
As I recall-
that wasn't like a crazy shake.
Crazy shake he was doing. He
Yeah.
also had a towel around his,
I know.
which honestly is a pretty good idea, because I recall this guy's a little leaky.
Do you need a towel?
I think I'll get one.
I have towels down here, don't I?
Oh, yes, if you would.
Pardon me.
Oh, yes, you do. That's true.
I will get a towel.
I will procure a
I will
glass.
try to do it.
Perhaps the other one of these guys
gracefully,
here. Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Towel.
Oh, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Classic bar towel. I think these actually came from cocktails. I think these
I think those also came from Restoration
Hardware.
Hardware. Oh boy. Don't embarrass us, Mr. Penguin.
Yeah, seriously. Having a lot of fun getting this around. It's a little crowded up here, otherwise I would have just wrapped them up on the...
Oh, Cal Polly. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. Yeah,
Here
it was
we go.
fun. You know, we spent the night. We were very young. He doesn't want to give it up, does he? Oh, he
Yeah.
is a little drippy. Look at that.
He is a little drippy. Good thing I got that towel. Thank you very much. All right. There's probably a little more in there, but I'll let it rest. And
A little
Mr.
more.
Penguin can sit here in his little scarf. I'm going to add an olive, and as a matter of fact, I have a tiny little bit of the brine.
Oh.
A little dirtiness there is not
He's
such a
making his
bad
dirty.
idea, really. There we go. And no, that is how I do a martini.
Oh, good night, Andrew.
Oh, that's very nice.
Okay. That was good.
Mm-hmm. Here we go.
It's good.
That's the stuff.
We haven't had the Prohibition for a while, but
Have not.
it's
a
good.
good bottle to have. I recommend checking out your local distillery to see what they're making. They will definitely be making vodka and gin, and by now probably bourbon and maybe even rye. All worth checking out.
We had martinis last night, and I was telling Paul, I think we should have more martinis.
Might be the martini speaking, but
I'm done with that.
I will bust this away and be right back.
Thank you. So, my drink's gone.
Well, that was.
And I have another one that I want to try. So, I am trying one. I was thinking of a Rye Sour. So, I'm going to try a ginger Rye Sour. So, I'm just looking real quickly. Okay, got it. Got my recipe. I'll wait till Paul comes back so that I don't just drop out of the shot. Although, depending on how long it takes, I might.
Yeah, I might drop it anyway.
All right.
Don't mind if I do.
You know, I think I will. Yeah. I love martinis too.
6 martinis, absolutely.
Redemption Rye is pretty good. I haven't had it, but I will take your word for it.
And by the way, if anybody out there wants to try that little stunt from the first picture where she has 5 more martinis
They're
lined right up.
small.
They're like this. I don't have those glasses.
They're
on
out.
right now.
They're out in the tiki room.
They're this big. That's like a 1.5 ounce pour. This is more like a 2.5 ounce pour. And if you go to a joint, if you well, back in the day when you could, and you get a martini, they're going to serve you this fishbowl, which is probably like a 6 ounce pour. That is 4 martinis. Bear that in mind. So if you start with one of those, you're already at your 4th martini.
We have a set of 1930s glasses we got, and they're tiny.
Very small. And you see what they're using in all of these pictures.
Which
Very
makes
small.
me question how she got so looped on
There were 6 of them.
6 martinis.
And there were probably 1.5 ounces of straight hooch. So
yeah, I mean, I feel like Nora could.
She can hold her own.
You know?
She can hold her own, and she certainly gets out of bed and is
Hi,
mobile.
Joe.
Little eyes on the head, you know how it is. Hello.
Oh, Peter spent
The Continental in Manitoba. Oh, there you go.
New Year's Eve is in Times Square is for the young. I'll just put it that way.
100%.
Ooh, Amy says a local distillery near her has winter gin with rosemary in it.
Oh,
That
sounds
sounds
wonderful.
good.
Guess what we've still got going out in the greenhouse? Rosemary, and very vigorous, as a matter of fact.
Dano
so
made
keeping
a
that going.
Vesper this week.
The Vesper.
Awesome.
The Bontini
Yeah,
is...
Nora was tiny. I will give you
she was.
that.
Really, seriously, and that's the thing to bear in mind. A certain amount of body mass will affect things, and without any question. The Vesper, as we recall, is if it sounds like a killer, it's because it's a large thing. It's something like 2 ounces of this and 2 ounces of that, or 3 ounces of that. So it's like 5 ounce pour.
Nina, thank you.
You know, a little bit of a little bit of a very bitter sort of vermouth that goes into that. And I think he goes for a twist in that thing. And he calls it, he's like, I invented it and called it the Vesper. You know, it's a martini.
When fishbowls left the bars, so did the fun. Man. Anyway, so this is going to be a ginger rye sour. So I started with 2 ounces of rye, and I'm going to add a 1/2 ounce of ginger liqueur. You could do, oh, we miss you too, Nina.
Yeah, please. Seriously. We'll do something about
Putney
it soon.
Mountain Winery of Vermont.
Yep. We have pretty good access to that.
There are a number of good ones out there.
There's some really great ones. We frequently sing the praises of
Barrows.
Yeah. Barrows Intense. Barrows Intense it really is. Made in Brooklyn. We have seen them make it. It's all fresh ginger, 2 kinds. They just grind it and infuse it in some high proof, and then they just cut it to strength and put this sweet stuff in.
Satellite prefers Lillet Blanc. That sounds great.
There we go. Yep.
Okay, so that was 2 ounces of rye, ½ ounce ginger liqueur, ½ ounce fresh lemon juice. I did lemon for this one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do 2 dashes of orange bitters.
There you go.
Then I'm going to shake it up, and for once in my life, I'm going to serve this on the rocks.
Well, how
I
about
don't
that?
ordinarily serve them on the rocks, but we've got new rocks glasses. So
Well, where are those rocks glasses?
They're on the bottom.
Bottom. Right back. Shall I ice you?
Yes, please.
Would you like
well, actually,
the rocks,
you know
or
what?
would you like the rock?
I'll take a rock in here, but you could also ice that.
Okay, so you will actually
so much
shake and strain, but then you'll have a big rock. Because we also have the big rocks, and we don't use them very often, and it's time.
The library. I don't know the library. Oh, you mean, which library do you mean, Peter? Do you mean a bar called the library, or do you mean like the Middletown Library?
Ah, yeah, right.
I'm so old. But anyway, Glendora needs to tour the Lake Erie Islands and shores in Ohio in the summer. I bet she would too.
About 4.5 ounces. I think you're right. That sounds right to me.
I'm excited about this. I haven't tried it yet, but
What a large cube in that.
so anyway, we went to we got takeout cocktails from one of the Miracle Christmas pop-ups. So we got these little glasses there. So takeout, we didn't sit inside.
Yeah. Did what you're supposed to do, got them to go, and you know what?
Exactly.
Keeps the place going. They are doing nice business. Bought a little product. You're looking at it right here.
See, Adam prefers it on the rocks. I actually prefer mine up, but it's just, it's just personal preference.
I would say it is heavily dependent to me on where I am.
Okay, Peter's saying the bar off Houston Street.
Oh, I've also heard of one near Union Square. That's like the is it Union Square?
Raines Law Library or whatever they call it.
Yeah, I think that's the one. And then there was a brandy library on the west side. I gotta look these things up now. A lot of libraries of booze out there in Manhattan, which gives us the name Manhattan.
I'm too busy drinking at home. This is good.
Oh, somebody got habanero bitters. Yeah, we could steer you in the right direction on that.
It's like Kelly saw that dress in the window and had to have it. It is the same color as Carol Burnett's.
Boom. It has that distinct look to it. Oh, let's give this a try. So
this is Ginger Rye Sour.
Ginger Rye Sour. This is a whiskey sour variation using commonly available ingredients. You could always make the ginger stuff yourself, as a matter of fact, ginger syrup. Oh, that's nice. I would have that, and I'd be happy with it.
Oh my gosh. They would play.
Who's going to win the big bucks? Excellent. Excellent.
I love it. Yeah, we're cut up.
Okay, good. Got him.
Popcorn ice.
Popcorn ice. Is that the stuff that you get from Sonic, for instance, or pellet ice, I think they call it. I think it's probably the same product. A lot of people have been talking about getting that.
Yeah.
And you can ask over at your local fast food joint and pick up a bag of that, and it does very specific things. You can probably make it yourself.
It's good.
I say. I'm going to install a water filter on our line because I'm really fed up with all the chlorine-y, iodine-y taste of our local, and I think that will help things dramatically.
Yep.
And if you ever want clear ice, you boil it twice and let it sit and cool down, and then you freeze it, and then you'll have perfectly clear ice. There you go. That's all I really want to talk to about ice. Some people can go on for hours. Ultimately, it's ice. We get ours in a bag because I think it tastes better, and etc.
Just following the conversation here. It's hilarious. The good ice.
The good ice.
Oh my gosh. Okay, the library. We gotta go because
Gotta check it out. Check it out there.
Clearly we're missing out.
Drag out of there.
Usually when we're on Houston Street, we go to Arturo's, which is an Italian restaurant. But
my favorite pizza in New York, hands down.
Actually,
and there's a really good competition on that.
Where was R.I.P. Pegu Club? Was that on 14th Street or?
Pegu was on Houston.
It was on Houston. Okay, that's why I said that.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've been there. We actually were there and had a very good time. Don't look for it, fellas. It's not there anymore. No. But they were one of the early bars in this old cocktail revival thing. Audrey Sanders, I believe, was one of the prime movers of the joint. And times move on, unfortunately, but they did very, very good things. in their day. So.
Yeah, I would like to have an ice maker for my fridge, but
Lovely.
I don't know. I don't think our fridge could handle it, but a better fridge.
Could. Or you just buy a new fridge that happens to have the ice maker built in and has the water filtration.
I want a big chill fridge.
Yeah, you do, don't you?
It's only like $4,000, but
yeah, we had a separate ice maker and it conked out, and I just never got around to fixing it. And it didn't really have space for it anyway, so what the heck? It did very good service while we had it. These things move on. Hey, Bill, how you doing? Yeah, it kind of does too, doesn't it, Robert? Funny. Funny business. You can also get some great ice crushers out there. There's Oster Snowflake is the classic that everybody loves. It's noisy as heck, but it does a great job grinding it up.
Is there a contemporary version? Because if there's a contemporary version, it's possibly not as loud as the vintage version like we have. But
basically you're crushing ice with this big motor, and it's probably going to be about as loud, I think. I don't know. I have to see what's available in ice crushers. The old manual where you just have like the little thing about this big and just crank it, isomat. They work.
We have at least 2 of those.
Yes, we do. And we've got one. I think it's behind me still, or did it move on?
I think it got evicted for the season.
Down the pike. Anyway.
In favor of Christmas
Completely forget the brand. It's just a compact little thing. Frankly, it's what I usually turn to if I want to crush ice.
We got it at Crate and Barrel.
Oh, got it.
A long
time ago. There are... Oh, yeah. Well, New Year's is generally and generically known as amateur night. So
that's right.
Yeah, Jeremy.
That's why we're staying home.
Nailhead. There you are.
Yep. But we do like to drop the ball.
On the subject of hot bitters or hot infusion sort of thing, well, I happen to have a jalapeno stuffed olive in here. So if I decided to throw like a squirt of something really hot in there, like perhaps Satan sauce, yeah, hot martini, big fun.
Satan sauce is good.
I might do that.
Exterminate your
I might
liver.
do that yet. We're back to New Orleans with that kind of talk.
Yep.
Big fun.
I might end up doing that. But...
In terms of on ice or not on ice, you can do all of these drinks on ice or not on ice. You can do the whiskey sour straight up.
Rocks.
You would normally do
or
that.
Rock. This one's on the rock.
On the rock.
Like Rodney on the rock.
Rodney on the rock. Why do you do
California people? Rodney on the rock.
Huge rock. Because just like that big block of ice in the punch bowl, it takes a lot longer to melt. But it keeps it very cold. So you get less ice melt. Your drink doesn't dilute as quickly. But it still stays very cold.
I'm trying to make a Santa face forward.
Mm-hmm.
The struggle.
It's real. It's real. But definitely. I'm enjoying this martini. I wish you were here with us to enjoy it as well.
Oh my gosh.
I would hope that you have, if you do like such things, that you have a nice bottle of gin and you're able to do so at will, because we all need to do such things.
Robert says HSN or QVC has an express ice maker.
Hello. Now we're on the whole subject of ice. Big fun,
I need a bigger kitchen to make space for all the appliances.
All the appliances that you need. How about that?
So I saw one this morning in BBC, of all places, that I guess KFC has a combination gaming console and chicken warmer. Which I can't say without laughing.
The whole
yes, idea. Philip, a K-Rock reference. I was a K-Rock person.
Bang. Absolutely, Phil. Oh, right on. You got it, my friend. But absolutely. Yep. And by the way, nice reference to the old-fashioned. We don't ordinarily have those, but that is a venerable cocktail.
I might make an old-fashioned. He doesn't care for them as much as I do, but I care for them.
Hey, it's a really simple thing, and it is the simplest thing you can think of that fits the definition cocktail, so that's kind of great. But definitely. Oh, and you're right, your rare hatless night. I figured that Nick is not normally wearing a hat. In the scene we're watching right now, he does have a fedora on. I do have a very nice fedora. I thought about it. I thought it was a little warm, too, so I decided to grab it.
Oh, so Adam's talking about a tattoo Scotch bonnet curry sauce. We have used Lorissa's Satan sauce in cocktails, and we've used the occasional drop or two of hot sauce.
We have certainly done the infusion with the ghost pepper, and that will knock you on your keister.
Peter has the Rodney cups.
Oh, excellent.
Oh my gosh.
There we go. I think we have number 2, Rodney on the Rock. which has on the cover of number 2 is the dame from Repo Man, the one who is working for the man.
Oh, yeah.
I forget the actress's name, but I was like, that's her. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, that KF console.
Yes, Jamie, yes.
Doesn't this thing look for the world like a little hibachi burner from a poo-poo platter? It's like you're supposed to put in your chip to play the game, and you're supposed to feed into about 5 ounces of sterno and light it up.
Hold on. Kevin is asking, have we enjoyed a last word? Have we?
I'm not sure that we have, but this sounds awfully familiar. Let's see.
Great gin drink.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should enjoy it.
I'm going to grab one book that will tell.
I was going to say, I hope I know which book you're grabbing because it's a good one.
There's 2 ways we could go here. Thing.
Yeah, that KFC console. I saw that right after I woke up in the morning, and I was like, is this real? But it was on BBC, and they said it was real, so...
Mr. Boston, the newest version of it.
That's what I thought you were grabbing.
Has a lot of fairly contemporary things. I think the last word is one of those things.
I think you're right.
So let's take a look here. It's always good to have a little Bible you can go to.
Let's make a last word.
Survey says.
No, we're not doing cervezas. We're doing cocktails right now.
You won't like it.
Oh, I won't. What's in it?
Green chartreuse.
How much?
3/4 of an ounce.
Yeah, I probably won't.
You're not going there.
I don't do chartreuse.
I'm not sure I'm going there either. It does.
But it sounds lovely, and I think chartreuse fans would be really happy with it. So read off the ingredients.
3/4 of an ounce of gin, 3/4 ounce of the green chartreuse, 1/4 ounce of maraschino liqueur, of course, 3/4 ounce fresh lime juice, shake and strain, chilled cocktail glass.
Wait, say that again. I was reading comments. I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. What?
I'm sorry, I just hallucinated. What? So, 3/4 of an
ounce. He's seen Legally Blonde that many times because of me. Anyway.
Great line, gotta say. So 3/4 of an ounce of the gin. Gin of choice, you can do 90 proof like we have on hand, or 80, whatever.
All right.
3/4 of an ounce of the green chartreuse, 3/4 of an ounce of the lime juice, and then 1/4 ounce of maraschino. Shake, strain, cocktail glass. That's the thing.
I think people would. I'm just like seeing all the quotes from them and Luxardo cherry. Yep.
Luxardo cherries are excellent. We here make our own because we decided to try infusing, and they are so good that that's what we do, and they're really huge too. So my recommendation is if you have Luxardo, use them. If you have another brand you really love, use them. If you have the ones that are really like red and full of HFCS, consider trying others. And if you want to make your own, just get a really big mason jar, one of those sort of like, half-gallon size. Fill it completely to the brim with the cherries, and then fill with brandy, let it sit there for a couple weeks. And you're done. And you'll have the best cherries.
Oh, Robert's never had chartreuse. It's very...
herbal.
It's very herbal.
Herbal. It's one of those liqueurs.
Yeah.
Got a bottle over there. I don't use it very much. Not that fond of it. I will drink it. I bought it for a very specific cocktail. I made it. And I probably don't really need to make it again.
Yeah, we spent like $50 on a bottle of chartreuse. I was like...
It's not cheap. It's made by Carthusian monks.
I know, but people love it. I have a friend who loves it so much. So I'm not going to say anything. I think if you love it, that's great. We all love different things.
Must be Luxardo. That is the commonly available maraschino.
Yep.
For a while there, we were able to get stock. The very first bottle we ever had, and I swear this is the gal who actually reintroduced maraschino to basically the Hudson Valley and probably New York
City.
The
lower Hudson Valley.
Because you were asking all around and suddenly they all got it. The very first bottle was a bottle of stock with the fancy raffia covering. Never seen it again. Funny. That's the standard with the Luxardo. I've also seen a brand.
Hi, Ryan.
From
and Kay, hello.
Croatia. There's a Croatian brand that I've had that's very good. But of course, these 2 locations where they're made are right across the Adriatic. You're not too surprised that they both make a really excellent cherry liqueur. So.
That's right.
Amy, I wish that you could just casually visit and we could give you a few samples and make some drinks with it, and then you could decide whether you really need a bottle.
It's a very specific taste, which I enjoy.
I will say the following.
It's like the chartreuse in a way. Like I really don't like chartreuse, but maraschino, I feel like if I had too much of it, I would be like, ew. But
I'll
I
put
like
it this
to
way.
try a little dash.
It's an ingredient. I think in Croatia it's a shot. That's the sort of thing you do as a schnapps. And I happen to like it a lot. It has a very specific flavor that you might love. So that's to be borne in mind. Some people don't like it. Some people really like it. I like it. I prefer to use that in a Singapore sling because I think that nails the flavor down. So that's interesting to note.
Herbert says, one time some friends and I did shots of vodka with plenty of Mrs. Dash. I just remember my grandmother pronounced it Mrs. Dash.
Yep.
Yes, Dano, thank you about the cherries because we didn't get to Trader Joe's this season for obvious reasons, but yeah, I will definitely check that out.
The obvious reasons that we're not going to Manhattan, which is essentially our closest. We could actually drive to one that's closer, and we could do that tomorrow, frankly, but we're unlikely to do so because we're staying put for a while. All things will turn around. We will see Joe's again. One of these days, we might get one in our backyard. We might get one in town.
Probably not.
I've recommended it myself. I think they'll make a mint if they open one up locally, but I can't tell corporate anything.
Ooh, Jamie, that sounds good.
So,
use a maraschino and a gin and rosewater cocktail. That sounds lovely.
Rosewater is one of those fun things to use in cocktails. You wouldn't frequently find that in your baking section or in your baking supply store because they use it in pastries and things like that. Frequently produced in Iran because it is an ancient Persian formula. I think I've heard that that's really excellent rosewater. There's other places you can get it from too. So,
Didn't we get ours in London? Or
no,
there was orange flower.
We had some orange flower water.
Okay, that's right.
I think I finally killed that bottle recently.
Oh my gosh.
It took a long time. Also used in pastries. But the orange flower water and the rose flower I use to make...
Oh, Slivovitz. Yes, I just saw Slivovitz the other day in the store.
That's not what I was thinking of, Phil. But once again, that's like a plum brandy. Plum brandy. Frequently found in a kosher format, interestingly enough. But yeah, they definitely Croatian formula.
I just saw that
no
the
question.
other day. Okay, Peter's asking, what would maraschino be close to in regards to spirits? It's
like a cherry brandy, but it has a sharper flavor because it's got a sort of an almond component to it.
Yeah.
It's not just the cherries; they also macerate the pits. They crush those up, so you get that flavor, a bit of bitterness to it, and you say, "What is that flavor?"
Yes, bitter.
Sort of a bitter nuttiness to it. That's what really makes it to my mind.
Bitter nuttiness.
So it's a little. It's not just like a sweet liqueur. It's like, there's a little bit of a bitter and sharpness to it. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm not going to talk down the maraschino. Some people don't. Oh well. But if you really would like to try it, it would be great to have a resource where you could just give a sample and say, I want to do this, I don't want to do this. Because otherwise you're investing your money in a $7.50 and if you don't use it, it sits on your shelf forever. It's kind of a drag.
I feel like liquor stores should be like Sephora, where you can just try a little bit of
sample size. They all have the nip. If everything came in a nip size, you'd be able to pay a few bucks, take one home, try it out, and say,
try this.
I love it, I hate it.
I like it.
You're done. But I'm not like your favorite yet.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, local Indian markets are great places to find ingredients because those are commonly used in the whole region.
Yes.
I think there's this huge amount of Indian pastries that are flavored with rose or orange blossoms, that kind of thing. There's the ones that are covered in like a silver foil, which are fascinating. Fascinating stuff. Great stuff.
Orange blossom water. Yes.
Orange blossom water is the same stuff I'm talking about. And I would use that with some of the rose water to make orgeat. That's sort of a standard formula that I do.
Right.
It's really easy to make. Use some really good quality almond extract and then the sugar syrup and then just bits of this and that. Glad to share that with you offline. No problem.
This is good.
Just because I can't remember it off the bat, I want to look it up. So I'm getting awfully low myself.
Still on your martini. I feel like we need to move on to like a highball or something.
It's just about that time, isn't it?
Well,
after all,
a highball.
Cocktails and highballs, the long and short of it.
Long and short of it.
There we go. I think it's time for this olive to get inside. Nom nom nom.
I like these glasses. They have heft. I haven't actually made anything in this glass until tonight.
Hey, Ryan. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey.
We are on both platforms right now, and apparently there's a completely separate chat happening in another page on Facebook.
If I'm
not
personal...
responding to you on Facebook, it's because we're right here in the main chat on the.
If you're
Velveteen
commenting
page.
on my personal timeline, thank you, but I didn't know there was a separate chat there.
I guess we should check that out later. But anyway.
Oh my gosh, I feel so old.
But definitely.
But anyway.
So satellite cocktail with tequila, Marasca. Marasca is the brand of thank you. Yes.
Ooh, that
yes.
sounds good.
We've had the Marasca. It's excellent. Really good product. OJ orange bitters. Oh, I like that little splash. I like that little splash of soda at the end.
Yum.
That's a really good touch. I frequently do that with things. I do that with a Mai Tai.
Oh, okay. I think Robert just threw down. Is there a fancy version of a Long Island?
Not right now, but I have done such things, and perhaps I just really need to work that up and let you know. It's LA Iced Tea is one of those.
I'll try it.
One of those bar drinks that you get at a place which is usually kind of junk. I'm just going to say that because usually it is kind of junk. And it's unfortunate because if you make it with high quality ingredients and you're careful with the amount of other things you put in like cola, it doesn't have to be. I think it's an okay drink.
I'll try it.
It's like no more offensive than a Cosmo. And you can make a Cosmo candy or you can make it like an actual cocktail. We make it like a cocktail.
No. I like a challenge.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I feel like you threw down. I'm thinking a fancy version of a Long Island would be like a Hamptons.
The Hamptons. Ha!
Which has... I was about to say that has nothing to do with the Thin Man, but they go to Long Island in
they do in the third movie.
Third or fourth movie.
Third. Another Thin Man.
The third movie, they go to Long Island, so this is just
so
divine timing.
Tick, tick, tick. That's it.
Aaron, hello.
Without any doubt whatsoever, the Thin Man era people, and certainly the people in movies who are drinking tall drinks, probably not that complicated. That whole Don Beach thing hadn't really sunk in yet.
All right.
But it's to be borne in mind that at the exact moment that the third movie was premiering, the New York World's Fair was happening, and who was actually promoting zombies? Was it Don Beach?
Or brochures. Yes.
Was it Don Beach? No, it was Monty Prosser.
All right.
Who ripped off his own version of a zombie. And suddenly the zombie was the thing to have in a tall glass. Big, complicated, tropical.
I'm doing this. Okay, I need a shaker.
You're going to actually proto this thing?
Oh, yes, I am.
Check her out. Shaker coming right up.
All right, now, I don't drink a lot of Long Islands, so I need to know everything that goes into a I know there's all the booze and cola and lime, right? Anything else?
As far as I know, that's all that's in there. Now, you can vary to your heart's content. I thought that there was triple as well.
We gotta Google this.
Let me procure.
We gotta Google this bad boy.
Oh, I can do better than that.
Figure this out. I'm calling it Hamp. Tons.
Would you like some really nice liquor to punch that right up?
Yes, I would.
You don't mind if I do.
Thank you. Let's open the new bottle of Grand Marnier that we just bought.
I'll get rid of this little thing over here.
Wait, is it rebate? I want the money.
Yeah, we'll get that later. I'll take that. Yeah, sure. Why
not?
Long
Island inspired by Anna Curtin. Oh, okay.
Hello.
Poor
bing,
Jeff.
Bing, bing, bing.
The poor Jeff. Oh, Doug. Oh, no. You said that.
Not quite what I was saying. I think with poor Jeff, you're going to get a standard LA iced tea. So,
the poor Jeff.
What could possibly go into this?
Right.
I think this book will tell us, and will tell us how to start.
I need
Yep.
this. I don't need to rinse this out because probably whatever was in here is in here. So
yeah.
You know what? I think I'm just going to do it straight in here. All right.
It's possible. This book tells us this drink may have been invented in the 1920s.
Robert says I'm writing this down. Oh, I'm scared.
In a community
I'm scared yet exhilarated.
In a community called Long Island near Kingsport, Tennessee. It has nothing to do with New York originally.
What?
I don't know.
What?
That's just hearsay.
What?
Because I think this is something that you can get anywhere on the island that's just right off of Manhattan.
I think you can, but...
And they claim it as their own. Who can tell us? You know, you have to, the documentary evidence is slim. But what you want to throw in there...
If you're going to make a drink and call it the Long Island, and it's popular, probably Long Island is going to claim it. So.
Well, if there's actually a place called Long Island somewhere else, they might claim it too.
That's true.
After all, you could call something a Newport. Maybe you're thinking of
Newport?
California.
Which Newport?
Maybe you're thinking of Newport News, Virginia. Maybe you're thinking of Rhode Island.
Rhode Island.
Who knows what you're
so many
talking
Newports.
About? Hard to say.
All right.
When I call something Jamestown, there's a lot of things going on there too.
What could possibly go wrong, Amy? I'm with you.
Yes, seriously. Yeah, we make this drink and drink it.
All right.
So.
Okay.
So let's go with, you start with 3/4 ounce of vodka.
I don't have vodka.
We can get you the vodka. You also need 3/4 ounce of gin.
I'm dialing all this way down.
Do you want to make this smaller? Make it half. I'm
going to do a quarter.
Quarter
ounce gin.
Okay.
We got to go back to the vodka.
Make a small one then.
No, I'm making this high end.
Okay.
Quarter ounce gin.
Okay.
All right. We need the vodka to do a quarter ounce vodka.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, where is the vodka right now?
Well, we've got the Tito's that we bought because of the sweater.
True. I'll get the Tito's.
There's also some vodka. Oh, and the alien head that we still have.
I think that's empty.
You sure?
I think so.
Okay, so let's
go with the Tito's.
The Tito's vodka still has his tag on his sweater. Yep. I've decided I collect Tito's sweater. It's my third one. Okay, so quarter ounce of that. We should be writing this down.
Well, I'm busy actually preparing liquors on the time.
Okay. Do a quarter ounce of vodka. This is either going to be really good or really, really, really unfortunate. And we'll all find out together.
Okay. The vodka and the tequila. You need that as well.
Tequila. We have a lot of tequila.
Yes, we do.
Right.
But
here, can you put this?
I can't find it.
I'll get it. Thank you.
If you point me to the direction, I'm right here.
Okay, wait. I got to put this down. Quarter ounce gin. Quarter ounce
here.
Vodka.
Oh, vodka. You want some high-end stuff? Can't get much higher.
I already did the vodka.
Oh, you used the Tito's. Sorry.
I need the tequila.
Okay. We had tequila earlier, but it was gone. So...
I got a bottle for Christmas. Let's open it up. Let's taste it.
That's an excellent idea.
Oh, Janice is asking if we have a wall of liquor. We have, instead of a wall of liquor, because our house is really, really tiny, we have little liquor corners. So. Oh my gosh. A cocktail with creme de Concorde could be called the Kelly's Island. I love it. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. No time for math, folks. No.
You are measuring.
I'm impressed with us that we're still doing
You
math,
are measuring. It's very true.
I am measuring. Okay. Tequila. There's a bottle. Oh, right here. I got it. Espolón.
Very good.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a tasting because I got this for Christmas.
Excellent idea.
I haven't tried it yet.
We also need, let's see.
We're going to interrupt this
light rum.
Long Island variation for a cocktail tasting, a liquor tasting. Okay. Oh, and we need more tasting glasses. How humiliating. I packed most of them away for Christmas because this bar is full of Christmas glasses. We'll just taste it in the same glass. Mm-hmm. What the heck?
Oh, hell.
All right. Tequila. You want more?
Not much to taste in there.
Well, I didn't taste it.
Just saying. That's fine. Just
enough. So this is the Espolón Reposado.
Very nice and smooth.
So we need a quarter ounce of that too. Okay.
Yep.
I'm pouring it into.
Yeah.
I was like, which one am I pouring it into?
The Espolòn Reposado we are drinking, that is good. That's very nice.
That is very good.
Very smooth. Yeah.
Yay! It's a good one. All right.
Phil Spector at the Wall of Liquor. Yeah, that was him. That's the dude.
Of liquor. It's like the Wall of Sound, only more delicious.
All right, same amount of rum.
All right, hold on. I gotta write this down. So that was
hanging.
Hopefully this one won't kill me. Wait. That was a comma.
Rum.
All right.
You've got tequila in there twice, just noting.
Okay, well, get rid of one of them.
What should that be? That should be
extremely thorough. Okay.
Huh.
1/4 ounce.
I'm not sure what that should be. Yoink.
You got rid of one of them, right?
Let's see.
Oh, that's too much. Drink some of that.
Aw, shucks.
I overpoured.
It's just us here, so I can do this.
Perfect. All right. 1/4 ounce amber rum. I might post this on our page or tonight
Big
if
fun.
I'm really
the improved
awake,
LI iced tea.
Okay.
I still personally feel that this thing probably was prototyped out in New York, but the history of that may be a little flaky.
We made a Long Island iced tea on a live happy hour. I don't know, within the last year, and it was we were just both like, oh God.
No, I liked it. You didn't like it.
I didn't like it, but
Didn't like it.
I guess you did.
Okay,
right, so
we
what else?
need same amount of your orange liqueur. So it is time to crack the bottle of Marnier.
So far we've used 1/4 ounce of gin, 1/4 ounce of vodka, 1/4 ounce of tequila. This has not been opened yet. 1/4 rum.
This is a very specific.
Is there a zip strip?
Very specific zip strip.
Oh, it does. Okay.
On the Marnier.
All right.
Actually, it's one of the better zip strips I've seen. This comes right off. How nice. Half of them do not. It's a real drag. One thing for sure about the Marnier, clean off this cork frequently because otherwise it will tend to stick in your bottle.
Yep.
And there's not a lot of grip on this guy right here. My advice to you, it's a real cork, so.
Oh, Michelle's asking if there's a Star Wars marathon on Showcase. Do you have a recommendation to drink with Return of the Jedi?
I recall in the first picture.
Yes, Jamie, it is good.
In the first picture, actually the fourth picture, don't they end up at a cantina? And the cantina is serving up drinks that bubble and coo.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. Great theme that goes along with that
gosh.
too, as I recall. Thank you, Mr. Williams. So.
Someone out there's got to help her. Unless you have an idea.
Well, there's always the Pangalactic Gargle Blaster. Don't do that.
No, we got to because it was there. 1/4 ounce, right?
1/4 ounce. Same as all the other bits.
It sounds so glug, 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 but...
Do you refrigerate Marnier? No.
Oh.
I don't think there's any need to unless you want to do nips of it straight up.
No.
And it's not really necessary. The proof is high enough. So.
Okay. Wait. I missed a comment. Okay, what else?
So, what else goes in here?
Sorry, I needed a minute.
Have to go here. Let's try again. This formula is going for simple. I don't think you need that with all of this.
We're skipping the
stuff.
simple syrup.
Skip the simple. Skip the simps. And did you have any lemon in there?
I have not yet.
This calls for a 1/2 ounce of lemon juice. Everything else was 3/4. I would say use the same amount of lemon. I don't think there's any problem with that.
Well, since this is a variation, we can do what we want.
Yes, you can. 1/4 ounce of lemon.
1/4 ounce fresh lemon juice.
Yes. It's going to be a short drink, except for the fact that 1, 2, 3, 4. It's still ending up to be 1.5 on the base.
All right.
So, okay, shake all these
Wait,
ingredients.
doesn't it have cola?
Cola is a topper.
Okay.
So I will fetch the cola.
So it's just time to shake it,
It's
right?
time to shake it and pour with ice into a highball glass. I will retrieve.
I'm going to try this straight up.
That's a good idea. What am I doing?
We need ice.
Oh, I see.
Our ice is watery, but what a cute Christmas ice bucket.
What a cute Christmas ice bucket. It happens. Not insulated. Besides, we've been at this for a while, folks.
Yeah. Lori says, Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster, you're mixing your sci-fi genres.
I know. I'm also coming up with fictitious things. Try to make that properly.
Jamie, that sounds good. The drink me. Whoa. That sounds good.
Oh.
All right, so I'm going to shake all of this. All right. Strain into a cocktail glass. And top it with a splash of cola.
Let me get you one of the chilled cocktail glasses. I think that's a good idea.
That would probably improve it.
That would probably improve it.
Thank you.
So this is the LA iced tea without the cola. Basically, you've got a pretty complicated sour. It's fairly light. There's not too much aged in there.
I'm going to try it without the cola, and then we'll see. It's fine. It doesn't taste like anything specific. All of those liquors are canceling each other out.
It doesn't taste like anything that's in there, with the exception of the Marnier, which is definitely
it's definitely got the orange.
Very specific orangey peel.
Yep.
Lot of very orange oil flavor going on there, which is a little different than a lot of your orange liquors. So.
Chappie says, I consider the Star Wars Cantina more of a dive bar.
That is exactly what it is, sir. You would expect to get like a Peels in this kind of place. Or the local Tatooine.
I love this. People are like voluntary drink ideas. I love it.
Ounce of Jaeger, ounce of Gentleman Jack. Oh boy.
Wow. Okay.
Grey Goose, Triple Sec, Ceramic, Coca-Cola. Well, that sounds like the LI variation right there.
Do we need it?
Would you like the cola?
Well, I feel like to be in the spirit of the Long Island, we need the splash of cola.
Maybe you have a splash of tea to make a nice tea.
No, calls for cola.
All right. Well, coming right up.
All right. Now I'm going to have to finish a cola, too.
We'll have you out there.
I'm just kidding. I had a cola earlier. Let's see. What else did we add? I think that was it. Oh, the lemon juice. All right. Add our splash of cola.
There we go. For authenticity.
Just a little bit.
Yep.
This was already not bad, so.
I would think a little more cola. It's supposed to color it as well.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. That's a distinctly different flavor profile than any LA iced tea I've ever had in a bar.
Yep.
So what do you know?
Right,
the Hamptons.
I'm happy with that.
A different sort of thing.
I'm calling it the Hamptons.
Different sort of thing. You could serve this to Nick and or Nora, and it would be like, oh, that's a nice sour. There you go. Good idea, huh? You know, we frequently make cocktail-sized things on this show, and we don't give a lot of shrift to the tall ones. So I thought that since...
A splash of tab. Amy.
Boy,
a splash of ginger ale might be good, actually, Janice. That might actually
ginger
be good.
flavor is not a bad idea at all with this flavor combination. I would try that.
Coke Zero is all we got. Yeah. You know, we're working with what we got here.
Working with what we got here. We're trying.
It's fine. It's totally fine.
If you have Coca-Cola, whichever way you like it, go to town. Honestly, the Coke Zero is just your Diet Coke combination. A lot of people who make these cocktails would like to have a Diet Cola in there. Now, considering the number of sugary things you might use, what's the point? But then again, maybe that's just what you're used to. So there you go. So
that's all we got.
Since the long and short of it is, in fact, highballs and cocktails, let's make a tall one.
Okay.
Let's find a nice open glass here. I think this is a
no, use one of these. I don't think we've used one of those.
Oh, really?
It's a chimney and not a highball, but...
Well, you know, the distinction is slight.
I love these glasses.
The distinction is really slight. This is a building glass. So we're going to go with that. I'm going with my dregs of ice. I really should restock that ice. In fact, I think I really need to restock that ice. Be right back.
Boy, you know, I love the little ice bucket, but you gotta keep restocking it because it's just a little glass ice bucket. I have no idea what he's making. We'll all find out together. Oh, Murder by... I love Murder by Adam. So good. Oh, Jana says in her house it would be a splash of tonic water. Great. You just gotta try things and see if you like it. Oh, the Hold Howard Christmas glass. I know, I found 2 of those at a thrift store. I was so excited. I was telling Paul, like, act casual, but we gotta get out of here and pay 99 cents for these. Oh, Robert. Robert says, thanks for humoring me. We love it.
I like a good challenge, and I particularly like a challenge where you take something which is normally considered a really bottom-of-the-barrel drink and you make it taste good. And then you make it for somebody who thinks, oh, that's junk. And they go, oh, wait a minute, that's pretty good. Well, of course you can make it better. Just use better ingredients.
Well, someone is going to think something else is better every time, you know, like, whatever.
Inevitably. That's just kind of like...
You can't please all of the people. You can't even please most
slippery
of the people, so... Ooh. It is kind of slippery.
Yeah, I said.
Wow.
Gave me a fright.
Okay.
I thought it was about to sail off the bar. Hockey style. Oh, boy.
Oh my gosh. I don't want to lose my $1.99 ice bucket.
Seriously. Hard to replace. I'm telling you.
No. Especially for that price.
We're starting with a tall one.
Okay.
And you're going to fill it with ice.
All right.
The next thing you're going to do is find yourself some ginger liquor. We still have a pony and a shot around here, don't we? Thank you.
Welcome.
I'm going to use the shot wort.
Now wait, what are you shooting?
This is some infused rum, I believe.
Oh, infused with what?
This is infused with ginger.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, something we made a while back just to have a little fun with it.
Okay.
And it's been sitting there for a while, so it's really infused.
Light rum, right?
That was probably a light rum.
Yeah. Okay.
If you infuse that with other things, you could even do whiskey. That'll work. Absolutely.
Sounds good.
But, just fresh sliced and just put it in the jar. Just let it sit there for a while. It doesn't have to sit there for more than a few days to really get the flavor out. I would like some bitters. I think I will use the Angostura. And give me a couple of dashes.
Those 3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, why can't I type?
Keyboard sticky? Maybe.
I think I'm trying to do it at an angle. Okay.
No, I have done that myself, and it's really a hazard.
Okay.
And why don't we fill with some cider? As
my
featured
gosh.
in the 4th picture, where he's on the wagon and he's drinking cider. And you know what? It's cider. Well, I'm using cider.
This is not on the wagon.
Yeah, this is not on the wagon.
But
this is definitely just a drink that has some drink to it, but full of cider. There we go. If you could procure for me one of those straws over there, I would be in your debt.
You need a red one.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Definitely. So these fun little Santa glasses, which apparently are from the 70s sometimes, are great. You can make a zombie in this guy. Hello, Christmas zombie. But we actually made something that's much more akin to a classic drink with cider. I'm not even sure what to call it yet. Oh, that's very nice.
Well, you know, in the movie where Nick goes home to his parents' place where they're very disapproving of him, he drinks a lot of cider.
Mm-hmm. He's got a very large flask, and he has it filled with cider. And his father demands to try it at one point. He's like, it's cider. Yeah, how about that?
Right.
You could put sparkling cider in there. That would be an excellent way to go. You could put hard cider in there. That would be a really good way to go. As it is, I've got the still variety, and it's working just nice. Thank you.
I can't type. All right. Hold the bus. I'll be right there.
We're holding.
Okay.
But
let's try it.
give that a try. So.
Just putting away this liquor. I love it.
Oh, margaritas. You can have a lot of different types of margaritas.
Oh my gosh, Doug, you're so right. Because
Yeah.
I love a margarita, but
Sometimes somebody grabs a bottle with some extremely fluorescent green color to it, pours it into some ice and says, here's your margarita. And, well, that's one way to go. But it is really great when you basically just make
oh, Colonel Keg has these glasses.
a tequila
and
sour.
Hello, Colonel Keg.
Hello, Colonel Keg. And by the way, hello, Colonel Keg. Awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, aren't these great? These are really cool. These are a lot of fun. We only have 2 of them, but I'd love to have some more. You know?
And the pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
There's a pitcher too.
And there's a pitcher, yeah. We were in a bar once, which is a theme bar. And they were mixing up their margarita, which had a lot...
Oh my gosh. I know what he's going to say.
Fairly low shelf liquor. It was hilarious to witness. And then we had some of those margaritas. You know, they were pretty good. I won't actually name the bar for fear of, but it's always fun to see somebody pouring this stuff into a really huge slushy contraption and see what comes out.
I won't name the bar, but I will give it context.
The context is, yeah.
So we were, Malibu. I get over my hiccups. I got past that.
It's done.
So it was Pride. We were doing the Pride Parade
Mm-hmm.
because his company was doing Pride. So in New York, and
Just saying.
he got there early, and everyone in Chelsea was pre-gaming for Pride.
Oh, yeah.
So we went
Everyone
to
in Chelsea.
said
Without
theme
doubt.
bar, which we actually really love. And we sat down, we ordered some drinks, and then we were right by this big old barrel where they were just batch mixing margaritas, and they just would put like 6 bottles of cheap tequila in their hands and then like turn them over and make them at the same time. And then
2 bottles of the triple sec.
yeah, and it
some
was
bottled
just,
lime
it was
juice.
nuts. It was nuts. And we're just looking at this going like, oh.
It was a very large, clear mixing device, so you could see the action going on. I tell you, it really wasn't bad. However, it's not where I'd want to end up the night. Let's just say that.
It was, I didn't have
We've all been
enough that it bothered me. And then, like, it took so long in the Pride Parade. You have to line up way, way, way before,
Long before.
you
Very well coordinated.
march.
Yep.
I was kind of wishing I'd gotten more or just brought a flask, but it was fun. Once you start moving, it's really fun.
Next time.
So
I got a flask for Christmas. Just saying.
I know. Once you start moving, it's really fun. So.
But definitely. Thank you, Ryan.
Oh my gosh. Search for Wookiee cocktail. It gives an array of dissimilar recipes. I love it. It's hilarious.
I love when there's 10 recipes and you go, what the hell's in a Wookiee, you know? You are basically talking a large furry beast who might drink, I don't know what. Yak's milk.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Colonel Keg.
No,
Appreciate that.
please. I recognize that reference, and you're absolutely correct, sir. Fernando says, of course. Right back at you, sir.
Exactly. Marvelous. I love it.
But Def.
$1 cocktails ended. I know. It was so bad and yet perfect for the moment.
Jamie, I'm currently drinking something with some ginger in it, and I'm thinking, Marianne, man. Yeah, how unfortunate. I'm very sad
really
to
sad
have to tribute this way. I suppose at some point that's inevitable, but it didn't have to be today.
I feel like we should make a coconut cream pie or something in honor of.
We got to do such things. I was hearing about the $5 pitcher of margaritas. That could be a lot of fun. Just saying. Look, around here we make a margarita by making a sour and using tequila. It's very simple. You can do this with your orange liqueur. You can do this with your sugar syrup. You really should just use a good quality orange liqueur. You can do about a 2-ounce base and a 1/2 ounce of the other. You could use lime juice. You could use lemon juice. It'll work out. Shake with ice. You could pour over more crushed ice. You can do a salt rim or no salt rim. It's your choice. I like a salt rim. That's okay.
I do too.
Yep. And you can do a frozen or straight. We like it straight. That's great. And properly made is actually a fairly small cocktail. It's not this huge ice bowl full of green stuff. And it's a really, really good thing. Historically, it is pretty obviously a sidecar variation. And the original sidecar was probably made to the same proportions. I happen to love a sidecar. And I think Margarita is a great variation on the sidecar. So there you go.
I want a margarita.
Yeah. Strange how that works that
Espolón.
way, you know? A little suggestibility, just saying.
Using that
happens.
Espolón.
I like this a lot with the infused ginger. If you have a chance to actually try this yourself, great. If you have a ginger liqueur, something like Barrow's, oh, that would definitely kick this. And if you happen to have, I'm trying to think if there is like a, no, there isn't. If you did this and you had some of that crystallized ginger, like on a skewer to put in there, oh, there's nothing wrong with that.
Don't we have some of that?
Yeah, we do somewhere. I gotta
So
dig
you
it
gotta
out.
go dig it out.
I gotta dig it out. That's more appropriate in this glass than in this glass, but that's fun. And you can do this straight up too. But I thought it was great as a tall drink with all that cider, and it's a lot of fluid. It's a good idea right now. So,
It's catching it.
Mm-hmm. A Long Island version called the Gilligan's Long Island. Ah!
Oh my gosh. Another
Another
challenge.
thing to prototype.
Another challenge.
We bear in mind that on the show, these folks were frequently seen to be drinking out of tall bamboo containers. Tiki drinks? Maybe. I tell you, you could really do a lot with that. And what did they have on hand? A lot of coconuts? Maybe some pineapple? Man, they're like halfway to a pina colada right there.
Do we still have coconut liqueur?
I don't know. I'd have to see. But we could proto this. We can think about that. That's a good thing for a future episode. Thinking about that. Short one called Little Buddy.
Oh my gosh.
That's great.
Little Buddy.
We've seen Dawn Wells actually host shows. She did this great sort of retro show a while back there where she was really, really great as a host.
Oh, yeah.
So, always very engaging.
No, I was reading her obituary today, and it was really...
Yeah.
I'm just angry at COVID.
Yep.
You know, cause,
as is all. As is all.
Yeah.
We're here to show you fun things to do while you have to actually cloister yourself.
Hopefully it will be fun.
Any of these items can probably be varied a bit depending on what you have at hand. Sometimes you have to actually work it.
Ooh, coconut, pineapple, ginger. That sounds good.
I think that combination has been done, and we could actually do that very well. Interesting. You don't need a coconut, although if you have a coconut container, that'd be a lot of fun. Well, you appear to be out currently.
I am.
Would you like to prototype something?
I might, but I'll wait till you come back because if I disappear, it will give the bar a kind of vacant look. Adam will probably get that. That reference. Gives the place a kind of vacant look from the second Thin Man movie. Do we still have any of that pineapple?
We have pineapple rum over there.
It crosses a Long Island Liqueur Royale.
We have two kinds.
You know, we're saving our bottles of bubbles for tomorrow night, so hopefully we won't drink them all before we go live.
My coconut liqueur.
Oh, coconut liqueur, we do have it. Ew.
I have two
It's
kinds of
disturbingly low. But
I have two kinds of pineapple rum over here.
I was thinking, the Stickins.
Going on.
Yeah.
Hey, what else do we need?
We also need ginger, which is over here.
Okay. You got the ginger.
Oh, I have a good idea.
Sour.
Which I can make this fit Thin Man because this is really more Gilligan's Island than Thin Man, but they go to the West Indies Club and they're up on the tropical drinks, so I'm making this fit Thin Man. Oh, okay. Scott is asking. Thank you. What bourbon do you recommend for old fashioned? He prefers Jim Beam or Maker's Mark. I've been using Maker's Mark lately and love it. So I would say Maker's.
I would say a quality mid-shelf bourbon is a great way to go. If you want to kick that a little higher, you can go a little higher in your shelf.
Okay, Errol says, Lisa says, Errol laughs at Gilligan's Island. They essentially have a professor that can build a nuclear reactor with coconuts, but can't build a boat to get off the island, right?
Maybe he didn't
Errol,
want
I'm with
to.
you.
You
Maybe
start to get into motive. You start getting into motives.
He was kind of into Marianne, so maybe he didn't want to. But I take your point.
Isn't Varlagine Merman the illegitimate daughter of the Professor Marianne?
You bet you. Yep. Dave, hi! Good to see you.
Hey, Dave. Rockin'.
All right. I'm going to move this
out of the way.
Away.
Out of harm's way, because you're prototyping over here.
Later.
I'm actually going to refill this with a little bit of this stuff here because I'm still thirsty.
Scott, I think Makers.
Still thirsty, and I have a gallon of cider here.
Is there another shaker down there?
Geez, I hope so.
Geez, I hope so too, because we only have like 87,000 shakers around here, but
the actual number is 35, no more.
37,000. Thank you. Oh,
hello.
This one doesn't have measures though.
You need a measurer, don't you?
I do. Are you going to give me one that gives strange measures? Oh, here's one.
No. I would say reach for that one because
we have some that measure in like 1/4 and 3/4, and I'm like, oh, don't do that to me after I've had a couple of times.
No, this one actually has 1/4, 1/2, 3/4.
I can handle this.
This is all even measurements.
So, oh my gosh! Look how low we are on the Stiggins.
We're low on the Stiggins.
Okay.
Please send Stiggins. Oh
my gosh.
Send Stiggins, please.
I feel like Plantation should be sponsoring our videos.
Well, here we are, showing you how to make a lot of fun drinks and some good variations. We actually take challenges on the air. We made you a couple of 3, 4 classics just like that. I don't know. Maybe one of these brands wants to get behind us. Hey, I'm good with it.
Maybe they just do. All right.
Maybe they just do.
Can you do me a favor, please, and write this down?
Glad to.
And call it something besides a little bit of body text. Okay, so I started with 2 ounces of Stiggins Fancy Pineapple Rum from Plantation. And then I'm going to move on to the coconut liqueur if I can get it open.
Haven't opened that in a while.
Stiggins. Yeah, there you go. Okay. I'll figure that out tomorrow. You know what? This is a light flavor. I'm going to do a full ounce.
1 ounce. Okay.
1 ounce of coconut liqueur. And then let's do the ginger. Thank you. I'm going to do a 1/2 ounce of ginger liqueur. And then I'm going to do 3/4 of an ounce of fresh lemon juice.
It's 1/2 on the ginger liqueur.
1/2 ginger. A full ounce on the coconut.
And 3/4 of the
3/4 of the fresh lemon juice. Keep losing my measures. But I got it. What happened to the rest of my shaker? Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay. Gotta get back to our comments. Oh my gosh. Oh yes, Scott, I know. We were so sad. We had a friend who was friends with Don Wells, so it's really sad.
Don't we have the Gilligan's Island cookbook signed by Don Wells? Am I wrong?
You have too many cocktails and you talk like Jimmy Stewart.
Now listen here, I don't need any kind of that guff out of you.
Alright.
Tink.
Alright. I need a glass too.
Which style of glass would you like?
I'll take this glass. Hopefully it's not too
I
dusty.
could get you a frozen cocktail if you'd like.
Oh, we have one?
Yes, we do.
Oh, okay. I was about to just use this dusty old glass, but...
No dusty old glass.
Thank you.
The glasses are inverted.
Why do that?
They're not actually dusty on the inside.
All right. It's pretty full, so I'm going to pour the rest in here.
At this point in the States, there's something like 1,000 bourbon brands. You can go really nuts trying to figure this stuff out. But there's some very prominent brands that are very good.
And I'm going
Clearly
to
enough.
give it a twist of lemon on top.
Okay.
Let's try it. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Try that.
I like the nose on that. And that twist of lemon is a good idea. Oh. You would like this.
It needs a name. It needs a name.
I give it a name. Maybe it's a good name.
What did you call it?
I called it. Take a
Oh,
look.
the Professor and Marianne. It's good. Is everything here?
Yeah. You didn't add anything to top that, did you?
Nope.
Okay. That's it then.
No, it was so sad because people who knew her, so.
I had heard that she actually used to send very positive messages up on the socials constantly, on Facebook, and I think we need a lot more than that. A lot more of that, rather. And I think that we send positive messages on the Facebook, so
well, we try.
When I hear about somebody who is no longer able to do so, it makes me kind of sad. That's the thing.
Try anyway.
That's the thing. I suppose we all have to go sometime, but this is not about getting you depressed, folks.
No. Suddenly get very quiet in here.
Strange but true. We're reading comments.
Called the SS Minnow.
Yeah, the Minnow.
Oh my gosh.
Do we all understand that the SS Minnow was named after Newton Minnow, the head of the FCC? If you read
I did know that.
If you read up on that, you'll find out that it's an entertaining story. That just means that Sherwood Schwartz is a real wise guy. Funny man.
I thought John Wells was very classy. Thank you, Lisa.
I think so.
She was very classy.
I agree. Like very understated, and that's it's a rare quality, and I celebrate such things.
Oh, Jamie, thank you. Oh, so sweet.
Well, she's my favorite ginger. Hello.
Oh,
Thank
you.
Good stuff. Pretty Lulu of a dress, I gotta say. Still.
Thank you.
But definitely. We started with Thin Men. We're ending with the Gilligans as an interesting progression. Well, the Thin Men takes place on 2 different islands now, doesn't it? As a matter of fact, 3, come to think of it. Takes place in an awful lot of Manhattan, and an awful lot of San Francisco, and an awful lot of Long Island.
San Francisco, an island?
I guess it's a peninsula, really.
Yeah, it's not an island.
But anyway, simple fact is it's all on the coast.
Wait a minute. What islands?
Manhattan.
Yes.
Long.
Okay, that's also a peninsula.
No, Long Island is an island.
It is?
Yes.
How many times have I been to Long Island? I guess you go over a bridge. Okay. It's an island.
It's an island whose western part is Brooklyn and Queens, of course.
Right.
So if you think, wow, that's a really bizarre distinction to be made, historically there are reasons for that, but at the end of the day, it's all one island.
But wait, do you have to go over a bridge to get to Long Island?
Yes, you do. From the mainland.
The mainland.
Also from Manhattan.
How many times have I been to Long Island? I've lived in New York 30 years. I guess I just...
You thought that you just kind of like walked over there?
No, I didn't think I walked, but I just thought, I don't know. Like, I just thought it was all attached.
In my dreams, there is a land bridge connecting Hoboken to Manhattan, so I can just walk there and not take some damn subway. But unfortunately, no.
I know.
That's just life.
Fast train.
It's a series of tunnels and bridges and bridges and tunnels. Folks, at least some of these islands make excellent liqueurs, like barrows. And I'm drinking
That's right.
ginger stuff right now, and I'm thinking,
Brooklyn, New York.
oh, God bless, God bless. So,
Brooklyn, New York.
mm-hmm.
Amen.
What a ferry. Verrazano.
What ferry. Okay. Yeah, Verrazano. The Staten Island.
Verrazano
Makes
Bridge.
me think of Saturday Night Fever.
Premieres in December 1977. Bang. Take yourself back 4
I
to
just
3
think
years.
of, what is it? Night on Disco Mountain.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Climactic scene when they're on the bridge and, like, you know, our young troubled man decides to show off. Oh, bad news.
I've lived in New York literally for 30 years, and I still think of, when I hear Verrazano Bridge, I think of Saturday Night Fever.
It takes you to Staten Island.
Mm-hmm.
This is what it does.
And I think of a horrible, horrible play I did that rehearsed in Staten Island. But I'd rather think of Saturday Night Fever. So.
And JB has given us our sign off there. 20, 24 hours ago. See you all tomorrow night. As a matter of fact, we will see you all tomorrow night. Same bat time.
Yes.
Same bat channel.
11 p.m. Eastern.
If I can procure a Batman outfit, I'll be in it, but I kind of doubt it.
Yes, please join us tomorrow night.
I'll probably be in a fairly similar looking suit because it is definitely New Year's and I don't have a tux. So it's going to be that. We will have some fantastic, great variations on things. A lot of bubbles will be happening there.
A lot of bubbles will be happening.
We have the best ball drop in town, guaranteed.
And by the way, when has there been a year you've wanted to see out more than 2020?
When has
Probably been a while, huh?
When has there been more of a year you wanted to spend in more than 2020? So, what the heck?
No, I'm just thinking, like, people want to say goodbye to 2020.
I consider our mission to give you some excellent things to do in the meantime, some fine entertainment. We'll have a great playlist for you then. We can make some recommendations on video if you want to have that going in the background. And because obviously you'll be watching us on video. And
obviously.
Do some good things. Just saying.
I love your cockiness. So, I'm just saying.
Hey, we are here to deliver some fine libations and entertainment for people. And I consider it my mission.
We will be here tomorrow at 11 p.m. Eastern
time
to drop that ball, and it's quite a ball. If
you're watching from the West Coast, join us a little earlier and you'll see fun things happen. And if we stay online long enough, we'll drop the ball again, and maybe again.
There was a year we dropped the ball in 3 different time zones.
Wow.
So
4 time zones is a lot of caffeine.
Michelle, thank you.
Please. Well, thank you so much. Oh, I'm glad.
May 2021 be a large improvement. Amen.
I don't like to make vast predictions on things, and I don't like to talk to the guys in Vegas about odds because they're pretty negative. But the simple fact is, it can only go uphill from here.
Well, don't say that, but maybe
I'm being hopeful.
But let's just all.
Maybe I'm being hopeful, but
think positively.
Dad, burn it. I would actually like to place that idea out there right now.
Let's just all think positively, and we'll see you tomorrow evening. And my battery's about to die anyway, so perfect.
I guess it's about that time. Folks, thank you all for joining us here on our little stage on the Facebooks and the YouTubes and whatever other platform we got. If we have not been participating in the chat, it's because we didn't know what was going on. Apparently there's one happening on your personal page.
I didn't know about that until...
Gotta check that out later, I guess.
I'll go check it out.
I'm gonna check out my page. Maybe there's something happening there. I don't know. But you've all been seeing us on the big platforms. We're very glad to see you. We will see you tomorrow for the big ball drop right here, not in Times Square.
Big ball drop.
You could watch some kind of rock on New Year's Eve, but, it's not the same without Dick Clark. Phooey. And we'll mix some great stuff for you. If you have any requests, send them ahead of time. We'll see what we can do.
Let us know. We'll see what we can do.
We will definitely have bubbles, a lot of them. And we'll be serving that kind of stuff up and show you the big fun. And that means that it's 2 nights in a row of us doing this, which means, wow, we got a lot of fortitude. But we do it for you.
Anyway. Have a good night. And as always, we will
see you soon.
Night.